What's up, guys? It's your boy Pookie, and I'm coming at you with some UFC 305 Duplessis versus Adesanya predictions. Just for the main card for this weekend, got a lot of big things coming up for the channel in the near future, so I've been preparing a lot for that, and I really haven't had the time to sit down and get into a lot of these fights, especially on the undercard, so I'm just going to get right into it now. The first fight, the heavyweight opener of Junior Tafa versus Walter Walker. And watching Tafa's fights back, one thing that really stuck out to me was that he seemed very undersized compared to the other guys in the division in terms of thickness. He didn't seem necessarily as thick as the other guys, and going out there in his last fight, he got crumbled with leg kicks, but for personal experience, I can tell you that there is no shame in that. I'm pretty sure that was a short notice fight, like right off the couch or something like that, and from personal experience, I've been kicked in the shins, like shin on shin, guy the size of Rodrigo de Lima, and the result was, this is a baseball, it was swelling like that on my shin, that big on my shin, almost immediately, and I dropped to the ground. You know, I had the ability, because we were just dicking around, it wasn't in the middle of a UFC fight, so I didn't have the just hop it off like he had to do in the middle of the fight. So yeah, very understandable result. There's really no shame in that. Tafa's a tough dude, and I really like his chances here against Walter Walker. Walter Walker did not look good in his debut fight against Lukasz Brzeski, and for me it was the cardio. He had one good round in him, and then after that it was just sucking air. And he was really struggling out there, so I can't pick Walter Walker to win this. I do like the over 1.5 on this, and I'm going to take Tafa money line. Next up, we have Li Jingliang versus Carlos Prates, and in this, I am going to have to take Prates. Prates is a killer. His knees are disgusting. What he did to Trevin Giles was kind of messed up, honestly. I wanted to call the cops watching that. And he pounded him down with the knees, and when Giles finally tried to do something about it and dropped his hand a little bit, because he was fearing the hands the whole time, so when he dropped his hand to block a knee, he caught a punch right in the chin and got knocked unconscious. It was a bad fight for him. Additionally, Carlos Prates also knocked out the false Charles Oliveira with a jab, so very impressive stuff. Not the actual, not Du Bronx, so keep that in mind. He defended Du Bronx's honor, which I think is on par with having fought him yourself. But Li Jingliang is a chin sniper for sure. He's durable. This guy can hit hard. He's pretty quick. So I'm really liking Carlos Prates in this, but I wouldn't be surprised if it ended up, with him catching an L here. Jingliang's been around 17 fights in the UFC. 27 pro fights in total. He's been around for a while, and he's good, and I feel like he's one of those guys that's like kept up with the times, and he's evolved his game. He has been out for 2 years since he's had a fight in the UFC, so he might have a little bit of ring rust coming in. We don't know what his conditioning is going to look like coming in. I always like the active guys over the guys who haven't been active, but at his age, I mean, Prates is a really good pick in this. So I like Prates. I also kind of like the over 1.5 in this one as well. The odds of a first round knockout are pretty high, but both of these guys are really good at avoiding that. Next up, we have Tai Tuivasa versus Jairzinho Rozenstruik, Biggie Boy, and I want to believe so badly in Tai Tuivasa, but all the media I'm watching from him, every time I hear him talk about the fights, I just don't get the feeling that he's taking the fight seriously, and I think that it's going to work out very unfavorably for him. Rozenstruik is a very serious guy with a lot of power in his hands. Highs on a 4-fight getting finish streak. I feel like Volkov kind of gave him a sympathy submission to avoid the knockout on that one. But man, he doesn't sound like he feels very confident in himself coming into this fight. So I think because of Ty's name recognition, we're getting serious value on Rozenstruik, So I would take that for sure, and I will be taking that, and I'm leaning towards the under on that as well. Moving on here to the next fight of the night, Gamrot versus Dan Hooker, and I'm going to take Mateusz Gamrot by decision. I really don't know why this fight's happening here. Gamrot's kind of a dark horse of the division. Dan Hooker's 13-8. He's ranked 12th compared to Gamrot, who's ranked 4th, so it's really puzzling to me why he agreed to this fight in the first place. Next up, we have Kai Kara-France versus Steve Erceg, and this is going to be a hell of a fight. I'm really excited about this one. We haven't seen Kai in the ring in a while, and Steve Erceg has just been on a tear lately. This guy has been in the UFC, a little bit over a year now, and if it wasn't for that iffy decision in Brazil, he would be the champion right now, just to hammer that point home. This kid's amazing. So I really like Steve Erceg's odds here. Both of these guys have great stand-up. I know Erceg does like to use his grappling. I don't really see Kai Kara-France giving him the opportunity to do anything with it. Kai Kara-France has excellent takedown defense. Could just walk it off like on a guy. This one's going to be a really cool fight. They're going to stand and bang, I think. I feel like the under might actually be a good pick in this, because I could see a first-round knockout happening. Especially if Kai Kara-France starts getting a little confident in his striking early, and Erceg takes advantage of that. Erceg is a very dangerous striker, but so is Kai Kara-France. He kind of has to win this too. He's been on a bit of a skid. He's got a TKO loss from Brandon Moreno. After that, a split decision loss to Amir Albazi. And then before that, he was on a 3-fight streak. He had that insane KO against Bontarin. Insane beatdown on Cody Garbrandt too. And then an impressive display of counter grappling and striking against Askarov in general. So we don't know if Kai Kara-France can get back to that level. He's taken some time off. Maybe he's healed some of his injuries. Maybe he's ready to go. We really don't know yet what that's going to look like. But we do know that Erceg is just absolutely tearing it up. What is it? 4-0 in the UFC. If it wasn't for that iffy decision, if he would have gotten the win there, he'd be 4-0 right now. So he's just fighting left and right. This guy's like on a roll. He's hot. He's coming in there, and he's probably pissed off too. You know, after the decision against Pantoja, he's probably got something to prove here, and I feel like he's going to be looking for a knockout. And he's in the flyweight division. That is the guy that I would take, bar none, to get a knockout on someone at this point. So I'm gonna go Erceg, and I'm strongly leaning Erceg, but I'm considering under 1.5 knockout too, but I don't know yet. I'm gonna have to stew on that. And then next up is gonna be the main event of the evening: Israel Adesanya versus Dricus du Plessis. And again, this is another one that's gonna be sick too. I am excited about this one. If we get the Adesanya that we saw against Paulo Costa, then he has a really good chance, and he looks bigger than ever. He's probably hitting the titty juice, if you know what I'm saying. So he's taking this deadly serious. This is his arc in his head. And I know a lot of people were saying, Dricus was getting drunk the week before his fight, saying, who's Izzy? That was, he cleared that up. That was from last year after his Whitaker fight, when Izzy went in the ring and hurled racial expletives at Dricus drunkenly. So after that, he was celebrating knocking out Whitaker, and he was drinking, saying, who's Izzy? So yeah, DDP is that guy. He's the next generation, and I feel like we've seen lately a lot of the next generation. When we're looking at elite talent, the next generation has been eating the old generation lately. So I don't see anything changing here in the middleweight division with Dricus and Izzy. I see Dricus winning this potentially by knockout. He said, what did he say? Knockout in the 3rd round is what he was calling. And I'm really feeling Dricus is kind of his aura right now. So I feel like under 4.5 rounds, or even, I'm not sure what the odds are offhand right this minute. They might not even all be out yet, just because it's so early and before the weigh-ins also. But find it hard to believe that Adesanya is going to win this. He's got sick hands. He's great on the perimeter. And I don't think that Dricus is going to beat him by wrestling. I think it's going to be that blitzing. I think it's going to be that blitzing that he does. And Izzy's the kind of guy who can turn that against you. I feel like Izzy's at his best when he's tricking guys. And I don't think that DDP got that oaf in him like that. Like Paulo Costa and those other guys that he was able to trick and hit with pitter-patter shots on the outside. He tries doing that with Dricus. There's a pretty solid chance that he's going to catch overhands and a barrage of shots coming back at him. So I really don't like Izzy's odds in this fight. I'm going to take Dricus in this one. Moderate lean, under 4.5 rounds, slight lean, knockout in the 3rd round. Dricus. I think I'm going to put $5 on Dricus by knockout in the 3rd round. And I'm not sure what the odds are there, just because he called it, and I feel like it could happen, man. Mystic Dricus. You heard it here first. Anyway, I'm excited to see the fights, and I'm excited we're going to have better quality. I'm coming up with some ideas for better content. I'm learning some programs, teaching myself some stuff right now to see what I can do to fill the horrific void that Lucas Tracy's left in all of our hearts, which coincidentally, he retired not too long after I started this channel, so you guys better think about that. Anyway, I hope we can make some money this weekend, guys. Shout the fuck out to Dricus. This is going to be a fantastic fight weekend, and I'm really excited about Usyk as well. Not super excited about Dan Hooker. Not super excited. Actually, you know what? I am a little excited about Tai Tuivasa fight, because I don't think I'm going to gamble on that fight because I don't want to ruin it for myself. I really hope that Tai Tuivasa wins this fight. It would be a great story. I don't think it's going to happen, but I'd love to see it happen. Anyway, if you like the content, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys next week. I might even do a little bit of live streaming for the card as well. We'll see how that goes. Anyway, thank you guys, and